Because we didn't believe the numbers today. I was saying to myself, I wonder who's this? And when I checked, I said, this person is very suspect to me. So
the accusation is this person was essentially cooking the books and the numbers are not accurate.
Well, I think this screams things going on because just before, same person, just before the election, they came out with these great numbers. And I said, I don't believe those.
Get out. How's it? Hang loose. Welcome to Maga's Max Y, the channel. Hmm. 99.3. Dang. Not quite over with. Aloha, everyone. It is Saturday, August 2nd. Yeah, not quite over with. 99.99999. Oh God. For about I guess this is the fourth day I've had this low grade fever, or maybe the fifth day. I don't know. It was been hovering in that 99, 100. Last night it broke to 98.5 before I went to sleep. I'm like, and I've been just obsessing with measuring it. I do it on the half hour, sometimes every 15 minutes. Have this thing going on? Okay, good. So I'm a little worried, and I can't go see my mom. So let me just think. This is a vlog, little news, and the news isn't supposed to be serious, but I'm gonna try to point at stuff because F it, Vlog, my mom she's doing well, and she's just, getting stronger at some facility so she can walk with confidence, even, with all that stroller. She's, older. So that's a major safety thing. And I don't know if it's going to change stuff here at the house, because it's got to be a safe environment. I'm like, basically the caregiver. If that's it's sort of like people just kind of pat you in the back. You're doing good, and that's about all I get out of it, really. And but I take it seriously because it's my mom, and I live here too, so it's everything like that. And I did the same thing for my dad, and then when he passed, my mom was like, my turn. So like I inherited something. But anyhow, so there it is. Anxiously waiting. It's about a few days, 10 days. So I don't know, a few days, or whatever it takes. That she gets stronger and things are safer. That's that. Other than that, it's been fever time, and it makes my mind a little, and it's kind of starting to piss me off. I made a little note to my doctor. It's like, should I be worried? It's like persistent. Usually bed rest and a lot of liquid will do it. And now that I took my temperature, I'm gonna drink hot coffee. Yay. Ugh. So, news. Gosh, I hesitate. I shouldn't hesitate, People should speak their mind, speak what they feel, I never understood Trump, back before when he was first running for election. I looked at this guy, I'm like, what the hell? Some real estate effer from New York thinks he's hot shit, and then he's very arrogant and very full of himself. And everyone's like, he's a billionaire, and they were just starstruck that he was a billionaire. He's a billionaire. Starstruck. He's so wealthy, he knows what he's talking about. That effect. It's like if someone you find very good looking was staring, it's like, oh please, could you, just for me. And they're very good looking. They call it the halo effect. Same effect, same halo effect, except it's for billionaires. A lot of money. It's like, oh, billionaire. So I think that's part of it. I asked people, because he got elected, and it was like, what? That's a surprise. And I'm like, oh no, now we got this guy. So what's going to happen now? And I asked, and then things got a little weird, and then it got weirder, and then there was January, even the January 6th, he wants to be president forever. And then it was all, So, in hindsight, I asked, because there's this group that completely cult of personalities to him, just whatever he says, it's the Trump is always right syndrome or group of people. They're saying he's got a team of propagandists, and if you're against him, they'll point at you and say Trump derangement syndrome. They hate Trump because they just have this Trump derangement syndrome. We're all good, they're the cuckoo, right? And Trump derangement syndrome. But if you really have the syndrome, it's this one where Trump is always right. Because factually, no. I'm not talking like specific little points here and there, and maybe off by a few decimals. No, I mean blatant, flat out, totally rat out, freaking 180-degree reverse lying to you, the public, us, the public, and expecting you to believe it like you're a damn dummy. Believe whatever I say, not, what the facts and reality are. So, that's the Trump is always right syndrome. The Price is Right? Maybe he got it from that. He's a television watcher guy. He hired all his people from television. It's CEOs and television. Our Secretary of Defense, which they want to say Secretary of War now, Secretary of Defense was a weekend anchor on Fox News and a drunk. What the? So, So things are going haywire because he's doing things for billionaire buddies and high paying donors, because he's raking in a ton of money personally by doing the president, and he's escaping conviction after conviction See, he's already 34 counts of convicted felon. If he wasn't in office, he'd be in prison. So he escaped prison. And then he's stacked the Supreme Court, so stuff he did while in office, he's criminally immune, if you can call it a presidential action. So, and they're dismantling things out of the U.S. Constitution. What is the major malfunction of seeing gigantic stuff? There's a whole bunch of other stuff, but the gigantic stuff like that. Why do people like Trump? So I asked somebody who was a Trump person, a good friend of mine too, so I try not to be, I'm not trying to break personal relationships off because they like Trump. Oh, I can't talk to you. I just won't talk to you about that. Fuck that. Because I don't want to hear the same shit on Fox News coming out of your mouth trying to convince me. It's like, I don't watch Fox News. I'm not going to listen to Fox News coming out of your mouth. So fuck that. So I asked people who were Trump fans, and I said, well, what is it about Trump? Two things stuck out, really. One, he speaks what's on his mind. Yeah, he just tells it like it is. That was very popular in Texas areas. Tells it like it is. Yeah. And the other one was, he's a good businessman, and we need a good business direction in our country. Yeah. Failed bankruptcies after he built his, was given money, failed casinos, bankruptcies, and cheated on taxes, inflated. He lied to the government, inflated prices and deflated numbers to get out of paying taxes. That's cheat, illegal cheat. So, okay, and enough of that. Trump is always right. So, the tariffs went into effect. Now, some of them got bumped. Now, I think maybe all of them, but some of them, he keeps changing it, I guess, so he can plausible deny along the way. But some of them go into effect August 7th. They go into effect. So the deadline would happen, but the deadline is actually August 7th. That's for some countries. In other countries, it kind of went up, and then, like Brazil, went up to 50% out of vindictiveness. The story is, other countries aren't fair to the U.S. We got to look out for U.S. for number one. And they say trade deficit. That means imports, exports, they don't match as far as money. They import more than they export, right? So if they import more, we're buying more. So that costs money. So that money amount is larger than the export money, which would be less money. So if you subtract it, we owe them. If you subtract imports and exports, that's a trade deficit. It just means that we're buying more from them, but we're getting the goods that we're buying. There's no unfairness. But on that unfair logic, it's not fair, where we heard that from the narcissist. That's where you hear stuff like that. It's not me, it's you. It's unfair. But these excuses, however cuckoo they may be, are excuses to do what he does. And what he's doing is he's doing things to... I think he's enriching a personal bank account that's not... He created a national bank account, which is going to be kind of like his. It's like something off to the side. So all this side grifting that he's doing, some of these tariffs, like the Brazil one, there was a guy that was elected, and he was elected, and he wanted to be overthrown by the guy that was a previous dictator kind of guy. And they wanted to overthrow the thing, and they stuck him in jail, and he basically went exile or self-exile. He came to the U.S. to escape, because Brazil has a lot of people, and that was a Trumpy friend. See, it's like a dictator guy that wanted to stay into office via coup, and they were harsh to him, so therefore they got a big tariff and other various vindictive things. And of course, if you don't like what he says, Trump, you're in trouble. That's why a lot of people are, yes, you're Trump is always right. Trump is always right. I think, and some people are cowering. The ABC, NBC, these kind of large television stations are cowering to him. They're bowing down. So I watched this interview with Kamala in a late night show with Stephen Colbert, and it's a great interview. You can tell, when people are being genuine, you can tell. And she's kind of telling how it was try to run last minute for presidency, and it comes out the capitulation of these large things that you think would stand in the way of something like a crazy man trying to be an autocratic dictator for rich buddies and gigantic donations. And he'll promise people empty promises, just empty promises. And anything you say, Joe, you're going to get rich. No, you're not going to get rich. You're not going to get rich because he's in office. That's flat out. The economy is going to go belly up, maybe even wacko. When the jobs report came in, and it was much less than they expected, they didn't add as many jobs as they thought they would. So it's very low, which is one of the indicators of stagflation. When that report came in, he fired the person, the data statistics official, fired them. Oh, bad news, you're fired. Because those are the facts. And he says, the facts were forged, they were altered to make me look bad. Me and the Republicans are made to be looked bad by those. You're just trying to make us look bad. They're falsified, you fired. That's what he said, and that person's fired. And he doesn't like late night shows. He makes secret deals behind CBS, twist their arm, CBS, and then the late night show, Stephen Colbert's out, gone in May. Because he doesn't like the jokes, he doesn't like this. And there's a Russian person that they were in some Russian, it wasn't Putin, I don't think, but a Russian leader that they were arguing on the phone for a long while. Now he's got a nuclear submarine parked outside some Russian waters because of that. It's cause effect. And the cause here is Trump can't, handle any ego bruising, and he wants to it's like the madman wanting to be in control. Dr. Eden. So, I'll just leave it like that. I don't know if I'm going to be doing too many of these. I'm just going to say that because I don't know what to say. Just sort of randomly do news. I don't know. I'm going to be the I don't care news, maybe? I don't know. You can fact check that or not fact check that. I don't even care. I think I might start deleting comments. No comments. It used to be all kind of open. Now I'm like, fuck. I was just a little bit weak because of fever, and now it's like I saw some of that. I'm like, I was prepared to give up because I was weak with fever. There's more serious things in life, personally, than that. But that shit is serious and it's big. And if anyone denies it and go, Trump is always right, it don't matter. Actually, it don't friggin' matter. Because it'll still come to pass. It's Hawaii news. Cheerful, huh? Yeah. It's Saturday. Yay. Over here, everyone's kind of getting at each other. And here we have a big conflict of whatever. The former police chief is filing a lawsuit against the current mayor, who's kind of Mr. Blah 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 Ngiagi. He's a big fat businessman. Sorry, did I say that? No body shaming. I gotta lose weight. But he's a businessman. I was thinking fat cat. That's what. Conflicts of power. Arthur accuses lawsuit threatening him to resign. So you better resign because I'm gonna give a lawsuit because it's over like choosing a police chief, which is the last police chief that was on the previous police chief as like would totally corrupt, jail, nepotism. It was just a huge story of corruptness as the police chief. Oh shit. There's no more CBS funding ends and all this. Oh, and here's one. I gotta say this one. The Smithsonian is speaking of capitulation. The Smithsonian Institute had this exhibit about impeachment of presidents, right? They temporarily, I don't know, but they removed the part about Trump impeached twice. Now the impeachment didn't go all the way through. He was actually impeached, but he was brought up for impeachment twice, more than any other president. But that was a detail that was significant enough we can't have that on the exhibit because, it makes people feel bad. Remember the Russian submarine parked outside Russian waters? It made them feel bad. So, CBS ending because you gotta, whatever woke is, I guess it just means those radical liberal, don't use Fox words. Sports. Yeah, they're gearing up for some football stuff. There's not much going. Perhaps back in the day. Okay, God, everyone's gonna be cowering. The power is the people. 1953. Remember when you want to just relax, you just go out to the little fatty restaurant. Joe Fat's, I don't know what this is. Completely refurbished Joe Fat's Barbecue. That's what it's for. Opens for its third time, 16 years. Honolulu's popular dining spot in Kalanianiole Highway across from Wailai Golf Course was closed for the past 6 months during highway wide. When they widened, I don't even know it. I've never seen this. 53. Well, it closed before it became a state, perhaps. Maybe it's a political cartoon, I don't know. Oh yeah, here's a political cartoon. Pinning the blame is Obama. Trump lies. Pinning the blame. Because he pinned the blame on anyone Democratic, really. It's like Trump lies. That's the whole thing. It's like, but the thing is, he expects you to believe it. It's like, I'm always right. Even okay, here we go.
Hotels, paradise, don't despair, evacuation procedures. Because of food scarcity, not that.
Okay, evacuations. Let's go different.
Streamline emergency evacuation procedures.
Tsunami evacuation advisories should effectively distinguish between yellow zones, low to medium danger, and red zones, high danger. Red zones run deeper into the dissipation areas and might be the most populated. When all zones evacuate at the same time, there's going to be a traffic gridlock. Michael S. Turura McCulley. Yeah, well, gee, thank you, Michael, there. Sending in there that thing on the evacuation scare. That's right when the fever started. I don't know if it was stress or I think it was exposure in the hospital. But the evacuation was evacuate inundation zones or tsunami zones. So it was an 8.8 Richter scale, and they bumped it too. So it was an 8.6, 8.7. No, it's upgraded to 8.8. And they're doing that. So it's getting people afraid, and they wanted to evacuate. People were let loose from work early, kind of thing. So it was like artificial traffic jam after work traffic jam. It was wow! All of a sudden you're stuck in traffic, going from here to there. Hours before, his arrival time was like 7:10 or something, 7:17, and hours before it's a gridlock traffic. Now, yeah, where are they going to go? For one, you go to your home from work and then evacuate from there to what? So you're either in the zone or outside the zone. I fortunately here is in the green, and the lowest areas are red, and then yellow, it has more areas. So if you just evacuate the red zone, maybe they could do it red zone first, right? Evacuate red zone, and then evacuate yellow zone. But the thing is, here's the problem there. Michael Turura McCulley. Here's the problem. Hey, they don't know the manifestation of the wave when it gets here. Obviously, it was like nothing in a sense now, but they have no idea because it's outside ocean wave, different kind of wave than shore type break. And when it gets to the island, you don't know if it's just all the water's gonna go up and it floods in, or it's gonna do any kind of push in. They'd have no way of predicting that, so you don't know. So you have to evacuate everything. They evacuate red zone, and then it plows in and takes out the yellow zone. Yeah, sorry. Or we'll evacuate you later. Last minute panic. But they wouldn't know last minute panic until it kind of actually hits. So that's a problem with that. Well, Michael's in Japan. There's a girl involved, so I won't say anything. Except he might go to Disneyland over there, so I might get some cool pictures. Aloha. I wish him fun time in Japan. Over here, I don't know. It's just like weird going on. Stay safe, stay happy, don't be at each other's throats. It's trying to do that. Be good. Aloha. Have aloha to you. Aloha. What am I doing? Aloha. Is this going weird? Yeah, it's going weird. Aloha.
There it is. There it is. There it is.